it's me. We are back. This is the TERRAN Lamb Show, Season 7, Episode number 9. Now, we're a little early today, so we're going to hold off just a second. My guest wants to make sure that she can get on, but you are in the right place. This is the TERRAN Lamb Show. We're going to officially start in about 5 minutes, but my guest wanted to make sure she could get on okay, so we came on a little early. I hope everyone is doing well. Okay, Sandy, let's see. Let's get you in here and we're going to practice. Practice. Let's see. Got an invite and be able to see how
simple. They make it easy.
Yeah, it's simple and easy. That was simple. I was just telling everyone we're going to start in just a second so we can really talk about anything before we start talking about everything. But this is Season 7, Episode number 9 of the show. So I got to calculate that. I think we've probably hit 100 episodes by now because each season is about 15 episodes. So yeah, if I multiply that out, it's probably close to 100 by now.
That's a good problem to have, that you lost track of how many you've done.
I know. It's a good problem to have. Thank you, O Fitness, for joining. This is the TERRAN Lamb Show, Season 7, Episode number 9. We're on a few minutes early just to make sure my guest wanted to make sure that she could get on okay. And without fail, you were on in a millisecond.
Yes.
So it was pretty easy. How are you doing today before we get started?
I'm great. It was good. Busy day, but good nevertheless. I can't complain.
I know, right? So what is what's the weather like there on the East Coast? Are you guys getting ready to change over into winter like we are here in Chicago?
Yes, fall. Definitely fall weather. We've been on the cooler side. Honestly, okay. We were surprised Saturday that it hit about 75, but it had dropped to about 50 the day before. So we're getting a little mix of everything.
Yeah, that's weird fall. I have my hat right here, and sometimes it's some days I have to wear my hat now, and some days I'm burnt. So it's it's the same thing here in Chicago. It's that combination of fall. Well, it's hot, but then it's don't forget winter's just around the corner.
Exactly.
Slap us in our face and we're going to be oh, winter in Chicago is like a bear. So I'm not looking forward to it because I moved here from California. So it's not.
That's an adjustment. That is a huge adjustment.
It's not fun times, but I also this is a wonderful city. So that's the thing I do. It's really, I think, one of the best cities in the States for sure. I don't know how that can be with it being so daggone cold, but it's a wonderful city. And I tell people that summertime shy is a state of mind.
True. I like that.
It's not just the summertime in Chicago. It's literally all that comes with it. And it's a state of mind, which it makes it one of the best cities, to me in the US. But anyway, that's a whole nother story. So I think it's about 7:30 over here. Yeah, I can see my clock a little bit. Hello, CHC Survivor. So we'll do our reintroduction. This is the TERRAN Lamb Show, Season 7, Episode number 9. Thank you so much for joining us. We were just saying we've probably been on here for close to 100 episodes. I started this show right here in my kitchen, and I've just been bringing on and meeting amazing people ever since. So I am going to put in the comments, I put my Cash App in the comments, and for those who don't know, the reason why is because I can't multitask. Because I take what is donated through the Cash App and I pay off a heart disease or cancer patient's bill for someone in need. So I know what that's like. Medical bills are not cool, not the business. I'm trying to get off there we go. Medical bills are not the business. So if you do have a chance, or it's not a 501c3, not official, it's just a kind offering for anybody who wants to help out. That money, and you know, it's trust tree. It is what it is. But if you do donate to the Cash App, put Survivor in the comments, and that money goes directly to pay off a bill for a heart disease or cancer patient in need. We've paid off 2 bills from the money we've made from the show. We've paid off 2 bills for 2 different people in need.
Awesome.
So that is what the Cash App is for, kind offering. So let's get started. Again, this is the TERRAN Lamb Show, Season 7, Episode 9. Make sure you are liking, following, subscribing, sharing, all that good stuff. Please also go to the YouTube at I Am TERRAN Lamb, because I want to take this show to YouTube in 2023 as well. So Sandy is here today. Thank you so much, Sandy, for agreeing to meet with us and share your story. To kind of, you know, I put abundance, I put community, I put coaching, you know, all those things that you have to offer and you've been up to. So share with us a little bit about what you do and, you know, how you're reaching the community.
Sure. All of those words are all encompassing for what I do. My name is Sandy Farron, and I launched my health and wellness business, Abundant Wellness, for women who are looking to achieve harmony and healing in the workplaces, faith, and at home. I do that through a 4-step method that I created. And really, my passion began for this type of work because I identify with all facets of the challenges that women in the workplace face. I am an IT manager in a Fortune 200 company now, and am a caregiver for my mother, who's now retired, my nephew, who's a 15-year-old teenager, but also in my own personal journey have struggled with all facets of health and wellness, from mental health, emotional health, and even physical health, just learning how to manage weight effectively in a healthy way. And so my story brought me into the journey of coming in and becoming certified health coach and a speaker, because I knew that I wanted to serve women and help them on their wellness journey to add tools that make small impactful changes that are long lasting. That's what I kind of teach and preach, is like small changes that'll make a lasting impact.
So tell us about some of those small changes that we can make.
I will first give you the backdrop though.
I'm sorry?
Did you hear me okay?
Yeah, what did you say? I said, tell us about some of those small changes, and you said something.
Yes, let me give you the backdrop of my story as well, in addition, and kind of the path I took to get here. Because what really, really was that like pivotal moment for me, while, you know, often we could look upon our lives and say, oh, there's this moment, this moment, this moment. But I think what really triggered a tremendous change in me was at the height of the pandemic. You know, all of us can probably remember where we were when we got that call in March to probably quarantine or stay home, or you got the CDC notifications, whatever it was. But I remember coming to that point and hearing and learning more about what was happening with COVID, started quarantining, and my company that I still work for actually was acquired. And through that acquisition, it meant working for a parent company. I had been in this cycle with different leadership positions and just aspired to one particular role. And just, I mean, I could taste it. I knew that was going to be my role. I just knew it. And through the acquisition, I was told no. And it had to have been the 3rd or 4th time in my career that I was told that no. And now, you know, as you mature and grow, you realize, no is more of a weight, you know, in a divine way. Sometimes there's safety in that delay. And so I, you know, just in that disappointment and upset, decided I'm going to call one of my mentors. And I'm just sitting at the counter, I'm crying and I'm railing about the state of my life and the situation. How did I get here? I can't believe I'm here. And I'm so mad that the company, like the betrayal, right? That they wouldn't promote me and move me forward. And I'm just going and going and going and going. And, you know, just all of the self-pity. And he stopped me and said, Sandy, look at your phone. I stop and look at my phone, and 18 minutes had passed since we started the conversation. And I was blown away that I had been so lost and so gone in that conversation about the state of my life and the state of the situation and how out of control it was, that I had no sense of time that I had done that for 18 minutes. And as a person of faith, he pointed my attention back to a scripture that I now is an anchor for me. It says, seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness. All these things will be added to you. And he and I had a custom of kind of closing our conversations in prayer. And so he prays for me. And I continued crying because what he didn't know is at that point of the call and at that point in this global pandemic, I had already binge ate my way into 30 pounds of weight gain.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like crying because it's guilt riddled in those feelings and emotions. And there's shame in that because I'm quarantining alone and nobody knows, right? It's my secret. And then I also felt guilty because it's like I didn't even go into prayer about these things. I was just trying to kind of carry these burdens myself and deal with things myself. And so he praying with me and him giving me that scripture is also another motivator for moving forward. And like I said, there were so many pivotal moments, but that moment is what I used as a launching pad to then begin training and becoming a health coach. And those small changes are easy changes that a lot of people forsake because I call the method PACE because we're looking to achieve a steady pace. Often we want to lose the weight quick. We want, microwave generation. You want quick responses, quick, 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 quick. But truthfully, if you make a small change, like committing to walking every day, 5 minutes, then you build off that, 10 minutes, then you build off that. Recently said it's like putting money in the bank and getting interest for it. It's a deposit. So you make that small change and you build on it. And before you know it, you'll look back and say, man, this is a habit. I really do this every day. And for me, I started, and you'll laugh at this, I used to sometimes go to sleep in workout clothes because
No,
I wanted
no,
to
I'm not
start.
laughing. You thought about that. Okay, so I want to stop you real quick for a couple of reasons. One, because I literally thought about that the other day. It's so funny that you said that. I literally thought I had to get up and my work clothes. The second thing is, so you can see I have my pen and I've been looking down, and one of the things I've committed to during these shows is taking notes from my guests to think about them. And I put down something you said a while back that I think is really a great point. And you're going to hit on it probably in different things. You said no is more of a weight.
Yes. Yes.
I like that. I'm going to take that one from you, by the way. And I wrote down just talking about pace and it being, the pace, right? Small changes. Mm-hmm. And, you pace yourself. And that whole, like you said, like sleeping in your workout clothes, it is what it is, girl. I am right there with you. Because if that's what gets me rolled out of here in the morning or whenever, then that's what I have to do. So anyway, go ahead about small change. But I wanted to, like, I do take notes because I was like, no is more of a weight. Like, I like that one. I'm gonna borrow it.
Definitely. We're sharing. And the thing too, that even in sleeping with workout clothes, like some people may think, oh, that's so chaotic. But in reality, what you're doing is starting to train your mind because the night before it was already in your mind. You made the commitment. You went to sleep with the commitment. And now you wake up, there's no excuses. You're already dressed, and okay, sports bra outside of the picture, right? Because we ain't got to do that, sis. Okay, we do not have to be okay. But you do the pants or the t-shirt, whatever. Sneakers by the door. Water. Trying to increase your intake of water. That could just be a water bottle near your bed. Literally, every night you put a water bottle by your bed. And that's it. I used to do a gallon a day too. Start your own challenge. A gallon a day. It's crazy, but how about what if you can't do a whole gallon, but you did half? Now you drank way more water than you would have. So those are all like small changes, literally small changes, small commitment. Start with just at
Yeah.
least even buying it. Okay, I'm going to buy 6 gallons, 7 gallons for the week. You did that first step. Now you just drink as much as you can in a day. Before
Hmm.
you know it, it becomes so much easier for you to maintain that, for you to continue to build because you're just laying foundation. And I say it is a pace because it's not going to happen overnight. It really, and long lasting changes, because if you want it overnight, it won't last.
I love
Unfortunately, it won't last.
small commitment. This is the Taryn Lamb Show, season 7, episode 9. Make sure you were liking, following, subscribing. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at I Am Taryn Lamp so we can get this to YouTube, and like, follow, and share the page and the show. Um, Nice talking, pretty Empress, looking amazing. Someone says you look amazing. You look amazing.
Darren, that's for
So
you, girl.
I think that I love you. I love you too. But I think small changes, small commitment. Small changes, small commitment. I think that's good because sometimes we try to make these grandiose changes, right? And they're so hard for us to do. But if you pace yourself and you make small, just simple, small changes, then you have the opportunity to win, right? You have the
True.
opportunity to do big things too, but it's always good to get some wins under your belt. And sometimes small changes, small commitment helps you win, in
It's
my opinion.
true. It's true. And then once you start getting those small wins, you're more motivated to keep going because it's not like a huge mountain, but you're taking one step at a time, one process at a time, one commitment
Mhm.
at a time. Because I've also found along the journey, like people will really kind of beat themselves down because they're not able to achieve it quickly or they're not able to achieve it, period. And it's, first of all, if you accept where you are now, accept the situation for what it is, like current state today, let's just name it. I am at this state, I want to lose 10 pounds, and the why has to be more than just looking good, in my humble opinion, because
Mhm.
sometimes that doesn't sustain, it doesn't last, because when you're not feeling too good about yourself internally, or there's a lot of life going on, that motivation may not keep you. But if the motivation is a healthy lifestyle, I need to be here for the people I love, I need to, my family has a history of high blood pressure or diabetes or heart conditions, chronic diseases, I need to stay committed to this because I want to have longevity. That'll keep you way
Yeah.
longer than just the looking good part of it. Um, and I often encourage people to think in those terms because if you do, you'll feel better about the journey. It is a journey. It's not
Mhm.
something that you can just say, oh, well, I want to commit to 6 months of this or 3 months of this or 2 months, because the more that you embrace a lifestyle, the longer it will last. And actually, you'll reap the benefits of it, of seeing your body change, of getting better rest, of seeing your skin look better, and being fully engaged with how the process is going.
Yeah, I think that's part of it too, right? Is the process.
Mm-hmm.
Is the process, and to your point, making sure that that it's a process and that's okay, right? And we, specifically as we talk about, women, we go through a lot of, I mean, our men do too, our male allies do too, go through a lot of different, changes. And whether
It's
it's like
true.
you said, a weight journey or, a financial journey or a physical journey or whatever it is, we have to kind of embrace that process. And I love the word pace. I love that because we do want things to happen fast. We as a human, whether you're man or woman, want things to happen fast. But it is important to embrace those small changes and to kind of accept the small, instead of
True.
saying, I want, you know, whatever it is, I want to drop 40 pounds by tomorrow. That's, and being from, this, coming from the spiritual background, it also says faith without works, right? We got to put in the work.
True. That's the other
So there's
part.
got,
It's interesting how much people just want that quick fix and that overnight success with that. but you worked so hard to achieve whatever it is that you achieve. Now, you know, some people could argue, oh, well, it was handed to them or whatever the case may be, but most have had to put in a level of effort to arrive at a particular place, whether it's being educated, whether it's, you know, commitment to your health and wellness, whether it's, you know, investing in relationships in order to
Mhm.
network your way to the next level. Like somebody had to make a level of sacrifice and somebody had to make an investment in some capacity to get to the next step. And that's key as well to keep in mind.
So tell us about, I'm looking at we got about 15 more minutes. So tell us about what's we're there. Okay, wait a minute. I don't know if we're there yet. Tell us about the abundant piece. I want to know more about, hey, Ty, I want to know more about the abundance piece. Like, because I'm trying to think about, going through the process and seeing abundance, do we, I guess, get to I'm trying to just tell me more about the abundance piece, because you're supposed to work from a place of abundance, but you're also supposed to go through the process. So that's where
Sure.
I'm more about how to, I guess, put that in my mind, because actually Ty is on here. We talk about that sometimes, is, working from a place of abundance. So, but yeah, you got to get through the process because you still got to put in the work.
It's true. So, abundance. I believe that abundance is available to all. And often it is an effort, a work, a mindset. And from a perspective of faith, it is applying that faith and believing God for things to come into your life and also allowing Him the space to take you through. So even when I said, you know, no often is a wait, if I hadn't
Yeah.
heard no those many times, I may have never launched Abundant Wellness because everything came in the time that I had hoped it would come. But it was in that wait that I had to navigate the difficulties of managing my health, my wellness. I didn't talk about losing my identity at work, but I did. And if I hadn't gone through that experience of wanting it so bad, my identity being so wrapped in wanting a particular title, that I had lost sight of my health and put myself at risk because I knew at that weight, at that particular size, I was at risk for diabetes. I knew that. My doctor had said that to me a long time ago, but I forsook all of that under the stress and the pressures of the dealings with work and wanting a title. And
Mm.
so now I focus on abundance from the standpoint of a holistic approach to wellness, because healing and harmony that I talk about is a desire to truly look within, because the best version of yourself within you is what is going to radiate on the outside. So often people want to just focus on, oh yeah, the weight loss or whatnot. But truly, if you're not well internally, you project that. And
Yeah.
I'll talk about it from the relational standpoint. Oftentimes, we may not have an awareness that we've put down so many blocks to build walls and we've enclosed ourselves that no one can get in and we cannot get out.
Mm.
However, you don't want to build brick walls. You want to build walls with doors or a window to know. And that's a boundary, to know, when do you open the door? When do you open the window? Who do you let in? Who don't you let in, to be healthy? And that is why I focus on abundance, because often, and even in this world of social media, so many people feel they have abundance in terms of all these friendships or all this money, but there's all this void internally, or there's all this void emptiness that is not fulfilled. You're not fulfilled, and that's because of a lack of awareness and a lack of a desire to truly pursue abundance that is available. It's available to all, you know. And we also don't have to work super hard to the point of burnout, because people tend to think, oh, I'm just going to work, hustle, 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 hustle. That is not it.
Mm.
You know, my business coach alone, she talks about that. She talks about her week and creating margin in her week and how she legit takes a full day off. She said, I take a full 24-hour period off to create margin in my week. And in those 24 hours, I have found holding on to those days, that one day a week, has allowed her to maximize her business. It has propelled her creativity in order to now launch different facets of her business, to open brand deals and create more income for her business and herself, and even open doors for her daughter. And so it's like, those are the spaces that we don't get a chance to do because we don't want to do the inner work. It's hard to sit in silence for
Yes,
20,
someone
30
says
minutes.
some are not ready to do the inner work. Someone commented there
Yeah.
about this is the TERRAN Lamb Show, Season 7, Episode 9. Make sure you are liking, following, sharing. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel at I Am TERRAN Lamb so we can take the show in 2023 to YouTube. If you would like to, you can feel free to give to the Cash App, $TLAMP7. Put Survivor in the comments. It's no official 501c3, just good old-fashioned love and kindness. That money goes to pay off a heart disease or cancer patient's bill of need. To someone that's in need, we have done so far. We have paid off 2 bills for 2 cancer patients. So yeah, make sure you're liking, following, sharing, subscribing the show. And if you would like to be a guest, please make sure you DM me or cell phone me or however you're going to get a hold of me. I would love to have you. So I wanted to say something you said about, oh, I know what you said, the barriers and the boundaries. And you said, so people can get in. We put up walls and it makes it hard for people to get in. But I never heard of that part. The part that struck me was, so we can get out. Like,
Yes.
I'm like, oh, I mean, I definitely know the whole so other people can get in thing, right? Like, especially when you talk about relationships and life. But the part I didn't think about is so we can get out. And I think that is, we need to be able to we put up these walls and we can't get out of them. And that doesn't serve us to get into this place of abundance. And
It's
that's
true.
kind of what I took from that, because we're too busy in our block, if you will.
It's true. And the getting out part is, think about even what you just said, in your moments and in your experience, that shaped an opportunity now for you to open up and say, look, I'm gonna, even if it's not a 501c3, help people with their medical bills. You can't look out when you're so engulfed and enwrapped and just taken over by your own situation in life. How do you serve other people? How do you give what you don't have when you're blocked in like that? But getting out means that now you're able to serve. You have the capacity to give at a higher level without it being that it has to be reciprocal. It doesn't have to be transactional. It's a good deed. It's a good way to give back. But so many people, because of the hurt or because of the trauma or because of whatever it may be, they can't even go outside to give and to serve and to do things. And even that is an abundant mindset, to be so healed that you can actually give from a place without expecting anything in return, just out of the kindness of your heart. And I'll shout out, my girl is the one who was in the chat. She's actually running a marathon in Chicago. I will make that connection for you to, I don't even
Who is?
remember which one. God Angel in the
Okay,
chat is running in a couple weeks.
yes, I would love. Yes, make the connection. I would love to meet her and have her on the show, or have her on the show and meet her. Whatever works for her.
Both. I'm gonna make both happen.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that interesting, because that whole like in the box thing with that situation with the giving back to the heart disease and cancer patients. Originally, I was like, I should officially. You're right. Good luck, girl. The Chicago
Yeah,
Marathon. Good. I
it's this
that. Good
month.
luck.
Yeah, it's this month.
Yeah.
So Chicago Marathon.
Um, I originally was really worried because people were like, well, I didn't know what people would do, right? I was like, it's just a Cash App. People may not give to the Cash App because they don't know where it's going to go. They don't know what's going to happen, da, 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 da. The 501c3, however, when I looked into starting that, there's so much that goes into that, and so much to, you're welcome, God Angel. um, there's so much to like do with it, and nothing is wrong with it. Hey, Mary Rose, nothing is wrong with it, but I wanted to organically be able to go in. I go to my cancer patients, my cancer appointments often. And so I wanted to be able to go in, say who's in need, and give. I didn't want all the red tape that came along with if I started a 501c3. That was just where my heart was. And so I had done that prior. I've always been someone who gave back. So I wanted to make this show more philanthropic, but I also love the organicness of being able to do it. So I thought to myself, we're just going to go with this. I don't have any rules. I don't, just like I said, good old fashioned trust tree. And it's been working. I mean, people give to the Cash App, put Survivor in the comments, and you have to just go with your gut. I know I walk with integrity. That's where the money goes. We've done it so far 2 times, but I can't report back like for privacy reasons. I
Right,
can't
right.
live, right? But I have a connection at my office, and she helps me every time, and it just goes. So anyway, I guess I say that because I had to think out of the box of figuring out how to do that, and then I had to put it out there, which I was kind of like weirded out at first about putting it out there. What are people going to think? But then I thought, who cares what people think? And I just did it, and it's worked. So anyway, that's kind of my little short story about, kind of trying to get out of my own head of boundaries, you know?
Yes, but that's work too. That's work too, to say, or I'm going to forsake what other people will think about this, because I want to actually be able to give these people who are in need and not be concerned or wrapped up with that. And so those are all pieces and nuggets that I think all tie into an abundant mindset, an abundant lifestyle that you can indeed have by laying foundation. It has to be a solid foundation, because sometimes people just, like try to build off a foundation that is shaky. It's not stable. Like, y'all know that foundation not stable. It's not stable. Like, but you just insist on building on an unstable foundation, and then when it falls apart and crumbles, it's, oh man. But you're able to have that abundance. You're able to trust not only yourself, but also trust that you can put yourself out there and do the hard work. Today, I had posted about heart work being hard work. And you hear a lot of people saying, I can do hard things. It's true. Hard work, like working on your heart, working on relationships, working on the emotional capacity, working on physical health and wellness. It is hard work, but many are affirming, I can do hard things. So challenge yourself to do hard things. Don't feel like it has to happen overnight. People used to say all the time, Rome wasn't built overnight. Hey, you know what? Whatever floats your boat. Just know you can do hard things. Start with the small changes. We talked about whether it's water next to your bed, whether it's reconciling with someone that you didn't have a good relationship or whatnot with. Just because you reconcile doesn't mean you have to let them back to have access into your life. It's a whole other conversation, but it's still learning and looking for resources and tools that will enable you to grow into a place of abundance, into a place of healthy living across all aspects of wellness. And I tend to focus there: emotional, physical, social, relational, spiritual, are all aspects that I like to speak about, because I think it's important to really build on that, to actually have the healing, to have the harmony, and live more of an integrated life. Because I don't show up as a different person at work than I am at church, or that I am at, whatever event and stuff. Like, I am who I am. And for a long time, I used to feel like I had to have all these different faces. And it's like, I'm not doing that. I am who I am. You could accept it or leave it. And that's also just been a part of my own personal healing journey, to just be authentic and true to self.
It's so easy to say and so hard to do. So real quickly, give us we'll have to have you back because there's so much more we need to talk about, because that's your final thoughts. And then I have one final question.
Sure. Final thoughts. I encourage all of you to follow me on Instagram. If you are a Facebook user and a woman, I apologize, men. I do have a woman only community to help women. It is called Abundant Wellness Community with Sandy Farron. The spelling of my last name is up there. Find me on Facebook. Join our Facebook group. We do have monthly challenges. We encourage you every week with a going live on Facebook. So follow me there. The link is in my Instagram bio.
So make sure you're following Sandy as well, getting in touch with her community. Okay, Sandy, this is the question.
Sure.
So for those who know me, and I don't know if Ty is still on, but she knows. I think Mary Rose might know too. I am like, I know, do not judge, but I love cats. My cats are my thing. They're like a spirit animal. Rescue cats. Cats are, I have a cat. I have two cats, Anyway, I love animals in general, and so, you know what they say about cats and curiosity. So what are you curious about?
I'll give you this funny story because my friends, because I'm more introverted. I'm more introverted than not. And if you met me outside, people would not, they don't believe that. But my friends always say that I am not allowed to have a cat because I have cat lady tendencies. I would never leave my house. And so does that mean, Tara, you in the house with these cats all day, or do you get outside and interact with other people?
I have one cat inside and a few more than one outside. Ty's laughing. You see she's laughing. Yes, I love cats. So I
That's all
have one
right.
than one outside.
Okay, this is a safe space. Okay, honey, I love you and all your cats. Okay. Um, what am I curious about? That is a good question. I tend to be an avid reader in general, and I would like to say I have my curiosity spans across different areas and things. It's funny how deep I could get watching Marvel movies with my nephew. Like we really will start to like imagine what the next series of the movies that'll roll out will entail. And I tend to be curious about humanity in and of itself because I tend to find beauty in people regardless of the situation. I feel like the most beautiful creation that there is people because of just it makes me think about the mind of God to create humanity, like the uniqueness of it all, the different languages, culture, different foods, how we all just physical attributes, like everybody has red blood flowing through their veins, but just so different, right? You don't know what you'll get. No uniqueness. Everyone has gifts and talents. Like it just is so intriguing to me. I feel like at some point I may do more research and maybe even a PhD around the study of people. I don't know, but not necessarily anatomy, but more so probably culture and the focus on mindset and psychology even. But I don't know if I'm fully committed to it. But I do a lot of training between like the LinkedIn learnings of the world and things to get into the mind of things and understand how people think. And I tend to be a people watcher as well. So I don't mind going to dinner or breakfast and things by myself because I like to watch how people interact and even like, trends with that, which is hilarious to say out loud, but I do.
No, that's fair. Tell us the name of your community one more time.
Abundant Wellness Community with Sandy Farron.
Okay, I'm writing it down. Abundant Wellness Community. Okay. Thank you so much, Miss Sandy. We're definitely going to have you back on because I feel like we just kind of touched the iceberg or tipped the iceberg.
Yes.
So you guys, thank you so much for joining me. Again, make sure you're going to YouTube. I'd like to be able to take the show to YouTube in 2023. And it's either like 100 subscribers or 1,000 subscribers, which is a big difference, I know. So I look it up and one time it says 100, next time it says 1,000. But anyway, if you could subscribe to the YouTube channel at I Am TERRAN Lamp, that would be great. If you could hit the follow button on my Instagram, that would be great. Hit the follow button on Sandy's Instagram, that would be great. Continue to share and support the show. I love having people on here, but they come on here at their own free will and their own time and their own love and kindness. And then lastly, if you do want to donate to $TLamp7, that's my Cash App. Please put Survivor in the comments, and your funds will go directly to a heart disease or cancer patient in need, and we are paying off bills for those patients. We are here every Tuesday, except for some Tuesdays we're not. Actually, last Tuesday we weren't because we were celebrating a birthday, my husband's birthday. But Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, and you can also check out prior episodes on Apple Podcast and on YouTube. Sandy, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for encouraging us to go out of our boxes or out of our boundaries, and to also seek that abundant wellness that's out there waiting for us to grab it.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me and sharing your platform. It was an absolute pleasure being with you today.
And I will talk to you soon. I'll give you a buzz.
Likewise. Talk to you soon.
Thank you, my dear. This is the TERRAN Lamb Show, 7, episode 9. We are signing off. Be good to yourself and each other. Bye-bye.
Bye.